two main problems in most practices. And those problems are that we either don't have enough patients or we don't have enough profit, not enough cash at the end of the month. And usually what practices do is we try and solve problem number one, so not having enough patients, by using our cash to market, or we spend a lot of time and a lot of money. And remember, when we're talking as doctors, our time is our money. While our hands are working or not working is when we are making money or not making money. So we try to solve the not enough patient problem, for problem number one, by pumping time and money into that problem, which then creates problem number two, not having enough cash or not having enough profit. Because the more time we spend trying to get patients, trying to acquire patients, the more time, the more money it costs us. Next week, when we're talking about sales, you'll hear me talk about the fact that it actually takes 5 to 25 times more time and money to get one more patient in your practice. But when you nurture that one patient, you can actually get 25 to 95% increase in revenue in that year from that patient. So very, very important that we start looking at things a little bit differently. The patients in front of you are the patients that you need to capitalize and tap into. So how do we solve problem number one and problem number two? The way we solve it is to either get more patients or to increase the average purchase spend. So make your patients spend more in every session that they're sitting with you. Or we get them to buy more times. We make them lifetime value clients. So those are our three options, or two options really, three options to get more patients. But before we can even do that, we have to understand which steps to take to change our businesses. So let's look at the Johari window. So this is all about mindset tonight, and it's not, yes, it is about business, but if we don't have the core in place, then whatever I teach after this will be really difficult to implement. So I'm going to talk a little bit of psychology, I'm going to talk a little bit of coaching, we're going to talk a little bit of mindset, and then we're going to focus on strategy. So the Johari window is a psychological concept that they came up with that is divided in basically a cycle of how we go through life, through certain lessons, through working with our peers, through treating our patients. Right in the beginning, it's called unconscious incompetence. So we don't know what we don't know. And often when I start working with doctors and when I'm consulting to them or training them, they often don't even realize what it is that they don't know. And so a lot of you might be in this section right now. The next part to that is knowing what you don't know, but you don't know how to fix it. So you haven't learned it yet. That's conscious incompetence. You know that you don't know how to work with business. You know that you don't know how to figure out your numbers. You know that you don't know how to get more patients, but you still don't know how to get the patients or how to fix the problem, whatever the solution may be. Then there's a part called conscious competence. And this is where in the next 6 weeks, where you guys will be. So for the next 6 weeks, we will be busy gaining knowledge so that we can create a thing that becomes part of our identity, so that we can create solutions in our business where we are no longer people working in our businesses, but rather people creating businesses, building businesses for ourselves. And then we get to the part where it's unconscious competence, where we've mastered business, where it's the way that we are, the way that we act. It's a whole new identity that we've taken on. So now we've gone from a starter or a person who has been in the messy middle but not understanding where to go, all the way through to somebody who can act, think, and execute like a CEO. And that's essentially where I would like you guys to be.